Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool and this is Gems of War. And today I got 3 teams for you for the raid event, the boss killer event. Pretty simple you guys. Probably second easiest guild event in the game. Just buy up to the weapon, use the troop that they give you, try to fully ascend it, fully trade it, all that good stuff. And yeah, that's basically all you really need is the boss killer and the weapon. You can throw those 2 on your team and then fill out the rest of your team, maybe with help from me. Here is the low level team first of all. Went with Onyx Gargoyle and Craghound. I got the Obsidian Libram though as my weapon, so if you do have the Obsidian Libram, I think that's a little bit better for this team. I do use the other weapon for one of my other teams. It's all based on like coloration, like what colors are you using. If you're using a ton of like brown and purple, you probably don't want to use Obsidian Libram. If you're using a bunch of blue and red, you probably don't want to use the other weapon. So it's up to you. I think if they're both the same, then Obsidian Libram's a little bit better because it enchants itself. It blows up like doesn't matter what color it blows up whatever color. Um, like the other weapon blows up a specific color and it doesn't enchant itself, and so the Obsidian Libram's better, but they both do about the same thing. So, all right, Obsidian Libram, Onyx Gargoyle, Craghound, and the Mud. What's his name? Mud something. Mud Walker. So you have to have the Mud Walker on your team if you want to get the double points. He does double magic. It's a good troop to have on your team. There are other boss killers, but that doesn't matter, okay? So the only time that ever matters is during tower event. So during invasion, when you have 4 towers, that's when having another like troop, like a tower killer, like in the restriction will matter. Unless you're just totally not spending any gems on this event, you totally don't care about how many points you get, then maybe the extra other boss killers would matter. But you're never gonna need to shoot 2 boss killers on the one boss. So you have one boss killer, one boss. The boss killer they give you gives you double points and has double magic, so you're going to want to use it. You're going to buy up to a certain amount in the shop anyway, so you're going to use this boss killer Mudwalker. As far as like, okay, you got Obsidian Libram, already explained that. That's probably the best weapon you could use. The Onyx Gargoyle does splash damage. Gargoyles are good for low level. Good splash damage, throwing up gargoyle gems. The Craghound hits multiple enemies and does something based on gargoyle gems. I forget what it does, but it's mostly there for damage. Then you can blow up the gargoyle gems with your Obsidian Libram. So if the fight goes longer than you just casting Onyx Gargoyle, casting Mudwalker, and winning, then you'll have all those gargoyle gems up there that you can blow up with your Obsidian Libram. It's kind of fun. It's fun to see what you get from the good gargoyle gems, what you get from the bad gargoyle gems. It's fun. So who cares? All right, so here we have the mid-level team. We have access to a little bit more stuff. We got legendaries, and everything else. Everything except for mythics. That was my restriction for mid-level team. So this mid-level team, we got the Dragonstone Guardian, we got Obsidiaxis, we have the new weapon that you get in the shop of the invasion, or the raid shop, sorry. And then you got Mudwalker, of course. Mudwalker on the bottom there. All he's ever going to do is kill the boss, most likely. So by the time who cares if you put him on the bottom, who cares if you mana block him, you have the enchant potion, he will get up. He's getting 50% started. Do Geomancer on every one of your teams, because we have a construct restriction pretty much, I think. So pretty much any team you could have is going to be made of constructs, mostly. I don't know if it's a Hellcrag or a construct restriction, I can't remember. But most of them are constructs. So you're going to want to use Geomancer class on your hero. That way you can 50% start everything on your team. So like what I was trying to say is like your Mudwalker is going to start with 50% mana. Your Mudwalker is going to start with enchant. So it only needs like 2 turns to get up. 2-3 turns to get up. So while you're killing everything else, he's working on getting up. And by the time he gets up, that's when you kill the boss with him if you need to. If you don't kill him with everything else. So Dragonstone Guardian and Obsidiaxis both hit all enemies. And they both throw up some gargoyle gems. And then you blow it up with the weapon. So it's really fun. It's fun to put a bunch of gargoyle gems up on the board and then blow them up with the weapon. So if your Dragonstone Guardian doesn't kill everything in one shot, you got Obsidiaxis to back it up. If both of them somehow leave something up, it's most likely going to be the boss, then you kill it with Mudwalker. And then if somehow you're super deep or your stats are low and there's still something alive, then you have a bunch of gargoyle gems on the board. You can blow them up, you can get enchant, you can get barrier, you can get all kinds of good stuff with the good gargoyle gems, and then you can give the enemy bad status effects like, fairy fire or silence or death mark or something like that. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun to blow up these gargoyle gems. One of not my favorite heroic gems, but probably somewhere in the middle. They're fun sometimes. It's like a fun heroic gem, I would say. It's not like good or bad. They're just fun. So yeah, Dragonstone Guardian's also a pretty good tank if I remember correctly. And I got him in first slot. You could flip-flop it if you want to, but I don't know. I feel like I put it in first slot for a reason. I think it had Skull Reduction, while Obsidiaxis did not. So that's why I put Dragonstone Guardian up there as kind of a semi-tank. So yeah, Dragonstone Guardian, Obsidiaxis, the new weapon, and then Mudwalker would be what I would suggest for mid-level players. Alright, we're on the high-level team now. We got boss versus boss, the mirror battle, the twin in them fight. So we're killing CT, and we are using CT. Now, CT cannot kill the others. Well, maybe it can. I didn't even try. But mostly we're using the Mudwalker to kill the boss. We have Obsidian Libram, Grovanga, CT, Tharasku, and Mudwalker. So mostly what I was doing here was getting up Grovanga, casting it on whatever color is most used on the enemy's team. So that's like the first thing you want to do. When you're starting the fight, you kind of want to eyeball the other team and see what color they're using the most. Sometimes there'll be a bunch of brown. CT uses every color, right? Or it uses 4 of the colors or something. So it's the CT on the enemy's team uses every color, is what I was trying to say. Our CT only uses 3. Theirs uses, like, I think every color. Is that every color? Looks like it. So, in that it uses every color, it's easier to hit all enemies with the Grovanga, because you can always include the boss in the, coloration of, choosing a color that every enemy uses. A lot of the time it's going to be brown, sometimes it'll be purple, sometimes it'll be red. Just eyeball it, because you're probably casting Grovanga first, and then finish off whatever's left standing with CT. And if somehow there's still something standing, like CT right there, we'll use Mudwalker. So Grovanga's there to, like, just clear them out early, kill everything early, one-shot the whole enemy team. Later on, when they start surviving, you got CT to instant kill things, and then you have Mudwalker to finish off the boss, or whatever else is left standing. So our only mana generation is the Obsidian Libram. So, I don't know, maybe later on you could move it down a slot, just in case. Like, if you start losing, just do that with any team. If I put the weapon in first slot, I'm putting it there so you can get it up quickly, so then you can get up the rest of the team. Get up your mana generator first, that way you can mana generate for the rest of the team. But if your first slot starts dying, then that's when you move it down a slot. That way you buy yourself some time to then be able to summon with the Obsidian Libram. But yeah, that's it. Second easiest guild event in the game. Not too hard. Use that Mudwalker. Like, share, subscribe. Consider joining. It helps a lot. Tell your guild about the channel. Comment below. And I will see y'all next time. Peace.